So until your supply regulates, I don't typically recommend skipping those middle of the night pumps and feeds.
So when can you drop that overnight pump or overnight feed? I'm Dr. Carly Doulabon, Director of the Division of Breastfeeding Medicine with Akron Children's Hospital, and let's talk about it. First off, I know it's hard. I know you're tired. I get it. I've been there. It's really hard to wake up in the middle of the night when you're not used to it. That being said, I'd have to kind of disagree a little bit with this video. There are lots of women who can go for a very long time overnight without any issues. Their breast can just hold a lot of milk. On the other hand, there are lots of women who need that overnight pump or that overnight feed to maintain supply. Their breast just only holds so much milk. So at the end of that shift, they're kind of done. They're kind of maxed out. I think the most important thing to remember here is that we should really be feeding babies on demand. So what that means is if a baby wakes up overnight to feed, they should be fed. The vast majority of babies are still waking up overnight to feed well into 3, 4, 6, even sometimes 9 or 12 months. And just because your breasts feel like they can go that long doesn't necessarily mean that we shouldn't be feeding the baby if the baby is waking up that frequently. One thing she did mention was prolactin, and I agree. Prolactin is that milk-making hormone, and it is highest overnight into the early morning hours. So skipping that pump or that feed before you're really ready to do so can actually affect your overall supply. And it's not impossible, but definitely harder to rebuild supply after losing it as opposed to just, maintaining it. So I think the key here is to really kind of feed your baby on demand and take into account what your supply is and what your baby needs before, planning on dropping that pump or planning on dropping that overnight feed.